Yo, what's up? It's Edge Evolution. Coming out with an astrological check-in. Bro. I started having trains of thought. I was like, damn, this energy right now is kind of like fucking, it's like people right now be talking for the sake of, justifying whatever they feel. So it's like, a person might not even believe what they're telling you right now, but they're just saying it for the reason of making themselves believe that. Like, that could be prevalent right now with Mars being in Cancer, and then the Mercury sextile to Jupiter, and then also the Venus South Node conjunction, creating like a sort of like unconscious playing back into patterns type of thing whenever people are relating. Because really, like, it's calling for like the Venus South Node conjunction is calling for like a reassessment of like how one relates, how one is going to start wanting to relate. You know, you being able to actually pinpoint certain patterns that you may have been upholding and be like, oh damn, like that kind of actually like rubs me the wrong way a little bit, but for all these years I just kind of glanced past it, you know. I just thought that's the way things were, type of thing. So that could be noticeable right now, and I would say really this is like a time for like, and Uranus just went retrograde too, so really this is like a time for like shadow work and assessment of like how you use your individual. And I say that too because Mars being in Cancer, and if your Cancer space is like, if your emotional space is like kind of, you could say like overrun, and what by that I mean like the things that dictate the emotional space isn't necessarily a wanting or like a will that you created on your own. Rather, it was like an implementation of like how you think going after what you want should like look like or should feel like and that would have just been picked up from like childhood type shit, whether that is like applicable in like a very like masculine physical like exertion type of way, or in a more passive way. Yeah, I got like 2 pages of notes right here. I'm gonna read off of it and then just be talking. Oh, I'm probably gonna bring this up again at the end. Maybe, I don't know. That's not a promise. This is just me talking right now. But I got Mercury in Gemini conjunct Jupiter. But this little squiggly thing in Sagittarius at 12 degrees is the Persephone asteroid, just for context. As I was looking at this Venus South Node conjunction, I was like, oh damn, it's squaring Ceres in Capricorn as well. And I was like, oh, and Pluto's in Capricorn as well. Like, it just went in there. And like, this is the last time it's gonna be in there in like fucking however long, what was it, like 248 years? That's how long Pluto goes to like take around the whole wheel. That's how long Pluto takes to go around the whole wheel. Yeah, my words is flip flop. But that's how I be talking though. Like, I ain't even gonna lie. But that's why this practice is important for my well-being. But yeah, so like with Pluto and Ceres both being in Capricorn at the same time as the Venus South Node conjunction, aka like your Venus going into like not necessarily Pluto, like the place of like transformation, like hell and shit like that. Um, More so like being in a like a subdued kind of space, and I don't necessarily mean that in like a negative connotation. I just mean that in like it's not really like fresh. It's not like something new to get into. It's not like it's like Venus slid into that those like real old socks you got, or like those, not you, but like slid into like his real old socks, or like his real old underwear or something, where it's like the new ones just don't feel like the way that old one does. Like it just holds like a sense of like comfort to it, right? South Node energy. It feels good to be there, but you can't wear them drawers forever. You can't wear them little old raggedy socks that they feel good. They might just like just not like the fresh out the pack. Like the color black ain't as black and as dark as like a new one is, right? But they just you just rock with it. It just feels good. But having Venus being in space like that at the same time as the Pluto in Capricorn and Ceres in Capricorn, it made me think of like the Persephone story, and how like some shit had to go to the underworld, right? In order for a natural process of like rejuvenation, right? AKA seasonal transition, right? Like in order to enjoy summer, like you gotta go through spring and fall and winter type of shit. Um, yeah, I just thought I'd add that just for like I don't know. I'll probably think of like why I brought that up later. But yeah, I'm gonna read off the paper. Once Mars in, Once Mars moves into Cancer and starts to sextile the Sun in Virgo. I wrote this piece yesterday. Yeah, so it wasn't in there yet. Once Mars moves into Cancer and starts to sextile the Sun in Virgo, an allowance of justifying an emotional state by means of using criteria of the external by means of oh shit, my bad. I'm reading the fucking same words over and over. Once Mars moves into Cancer and starts to sextile the Sun in Virgo, an allowance of justifying an emotional state by means of using criteria of the external could be at play, for both constructive and destructive reasons. Now, Venus, South Node conjunct Lilith, conjunct Juno, in the sign of Libra. With this energy taking place in Libra, weird feelings of not knowing how to connect to a type of relationship could be at play. If so, this would be due in part to a lack of structuring of your best way forward while these energies were in Virgo. By that, I just mean like, what is actually the things that you want to be growing in your life, and to what degree is that close to you? Meaning like, how often do you frequent that thing? How often do you pour energy into it? How often do you like what's the size of it? And like your imagination, is it big? Is it small? And by that I mean like, is it something that you hold dear to you or not, right? And this is what, if you follow me on Instagram and you saw me talking about like right now is a Tetris time, whenever there was more planets going through Virgo and Mars was in Gemini as well. I was saying it's a Tetris time, like you're rearranging your blocks. Really, I was also feeling that on the Aquarius full moon. Saying it was like a Tetris type of time. I think, um, hmm, I think I did do that head count in Hades on the Aquarius full moon while I was talking about the Tetris stuff. So if we peep that, then um, this is kind of like, I wouldn't say like a reiteration, but it's like the continuation of it, right? Like if you was doing the work to find out what you want closest to your space, meaning this is what you're gonna frequent more, as opposed to something you put farther out. Right. Excuse me. But yeah. So I just like I like to be imaginative when you think about like shit like how you arrange your life type of shit. Just because it makes it so much easier to make decisions that might be hard based upon emotional connections and things like that, which can be valid in certain situations. So, not to totally neglect that either. I'm just gonna reread that whole part. With this energy taking place in Libra, weird feelings of not knowing how to connect to a type of relationship could be at play. If so, this would be due in part to a lack of structuring of your best way forward while these energies were in Virgo, leading to not having a solid sense of self to portray slash act from when relating. And so when relating, you could potentially turn to old habits of connection, whether that's being overly relentless in efforts or overly passive. This creates a need of wanting to overly polarize yourself into the Aries North Node, meaning you want to be able to live with your wills and be surrounded by them in order to feel alive, which isn't a bad thing necessarily. Taking this route causes a beacon to the demons of past. They'll come crawling back as pawns of Pluto retro and Cap, trying to rewind you of times where you were less able to stand strong on your own. When faced with this, I believe no matter where you're at on the spectrum of your on your shitness, when faced with this, I believe no matter where you're at on the spectrum of on your shitness, this said situations will evoke a surge of emotion geared towards protecting whatever is the ideal space you're honing into from the said demons. Now, when I say demon, um, if you're not tapped into who Dolo the Pilot Man is, Archandra Uriel, on YouTube, then you should go watch him. Um, he's a teacher of mine, and why I don't know him, but like I just watch his YouTube videos, and he is a teacher, right? And whenever you say demon, it's like you're just speaking about like a feeling of connection, really, like something that wants you to go like that with it, right? And I know what you're thinking, like, what demon is like a monster or something. What are you talking about? Connection? You think connection is bad? What are you, alone all your life type of shit? Nah, like, we was born into family. We automatically have connections and things like that. So does that make everything demons? Yeah, to a degree, right? Like, we all came to this place called Earth because we all had some lights to earn. Earn, URN. Lights, logic, information, and awareness. We all came to this place called Earth because we all had some lights to earn. We all came to this place called Earth because we all had some lights to earn. Right? You are in. Man, why'd I go down that train of thought? Um, oh yeah, cause like I said demons on here just cause it's like past relationship type of thing, and a lot of times if it's in the past, it's in the past for a reason. It's like by default when we come out the womb and we start to interact with other people in the world, pretty much everybody gets like to some degree tainted and acting out of like an overlay that may have diminished them or like altered their sense of like perception on like how the world works in like a wicked way. And pretty much everybody has that to some degree, right? That's just the fact of the world type of thing. So it's like relationships by default is like you working through those types of things. And if it's in the past, likely those relationships had those traits to it of like um, acting out of like scarredness, hurtness, you know, shit like that. So don't get scared when I say demons is coming. Remember, the outside world reflects your allotment of internal energies. This type of need to protect and fight is due to Mars entering Cancer, wanting to protect whatever you see as your tribe, your person, place, or thing. Due to the nature of Mars and Cancer, the externalization of this said protection energy could potentially lag and fester, lending to hasteful, anxious decisions. Because Mars being in Cancer in its fallen position, it could like wait to express what it wants to, just based off of the fact of anticipating the type of feedback they would get from the outsurge of emotion that they're going to output, right? So it's just like taking into consideration. It's like, okay, I got like just that, like you gotta prepare for that type of thing, because it's gonna be like an exhilarating experience, right? Whenever Cancer initiates something they're passionate about by default, or think about wherever area of life you got Cancer in. Whenever you put energy into that house, like you just feel like a surge of like I don't even know how to describe it. I was gonna say emotion. Then my bad. I wasn't talking to my whenever you put an energy into the area of your chart where you got Cancer at, where what house Cancer is in your chart, you'll feel like exhilarated in a sense, like you feel your heart pumping. Cancer rules the chest space, the heart, and like yeah, you just feel alive, really. You're like, oh shit. You're like, yeah, I'm here. That's the type of feeling you get whenever you put that energy. Whenever you intentfully put energy into that Cancer area of your life. With Mars being there. Yeah, it could also play out like you having to get something off your chest. And this is why I'm calling this crash out season. And expressing it in a way that is over exaggerated compared to how you really feel about it. Cancer and the emotional dump when faced with a minor inconvenience that you know doesn't necessarily frustrate you. It's just like, ooh, I can output this allotment of feeling I got in the reservoir right here. Like, you know, like, I don't fucking know. Like, you drop a cookie or something, like, oh, what the fuck, right? Or like, in previous times, you could just be like, oh, cookie fell, fuck it, you know? But, yeah, since like, the internal space is a little bit more volatile right now, if not expressed and attended to, then like shit like that where you drop the cookie and you lose your shit could happen, right? And then, but then afterwards you'll probably feel a little bit better because like you got that emotion out. But anyways, so it's imperative to pay attention to when you need to release tension within your emotional body, which adds another layer to the Libra square as the Venus South Node conjunction is happening / phasing out, and asking us to create a new baseline of relationship to whatever area of life you have Libra in. What house is Libra in your chart? After you utilize the Mars in Cancer to pour into whatever you want to see flourish and have to act as a negotiator / representative for that space, aka uphold the decision you made. The way in which you do that is being tested, and also the way you release any tension is being tested, whether the Venus South Node conjunction is being played out as a in a dismissive way of the emotional body and being used for escapism to a template that is already laid out for you to play into, or if it's being utilized in an integrable way, honoring your own Aries North Node natures and learning how to relay your own drive for the governance of your space, Cancer Mars, whether that is expressed forthright or indirectly. And I'm gonna leave y'all with this. I'm gonna leave it right here. So, if you made it this far, thank you for watching. Peace.